Good. Good to see everybody. It's hard to believe spring's over with already. 15 practices went really fast. Was really just pleased how we finished today. I thought guys were focused and sharp, and we had a good day's work in. I like the format we do with playing an actual game. I just think it gives our guys an opportunity to get some experience in front of people and have to play in a game situation. I've just been very pleased all spring with our offensive line. I think we've improved there tremendously. I think we've got a core of guys that are really accountable, that work hard every day and try to do the things that we've been able to do. We've been able to run the ball consistently all spring, and it starts there, and protect the quarterback. Thought Clay's showed a lot of progress this spring. I love our new tight ends. I think they really are adding to what we have. And I think our defense has progressed. We're adding more skilled players in the back end that can take the ball away. And so that's exciting. So overall, just really like our attitude of our football team. I think we're heading in the right direction. And we're going to add a whole bunch of guys here this summer. I mean, I think we got 43 scheduled to come in right now, and we'll probably add another half a dozen to that. So really excited about where we're going.
The O-line, it seems like every time we've been out here, you've been talking about that. How encouraging, you mentioned the consistency, but to do it, not just here and there, but
yeah,
pretty frequently.
I just think they've been real consistent this spring. We put a lot of pressure on them to just be consistent, and we're really very specific of what we're asking them to do, and we want to give them some core things to just continue to repeat and do. And we want to run the ball. We want to be physical up front. We've really been emphasizing those techniques, and they've responded. Savion Henderson, I'm really proud of him. I'm really proud of Oliver Jervis. He gives us a lot of maturity up front. Jacob's been amazing. It's so different having him in the middle of the line of scrimmage, and the comfort level that Clay has, him being in there, is just different. A lot of our pressures and sacks came up the middle last year, and it's just solidified with Jacob being inside. We moved Tavis Tuioti to right guard, and he's had a really good spring. And then Drew Moss is a guy that's played a lot of football, and he battles, he's athletic. This group is in shape, and I'm just proud of them, the way that they've played all spring. And, we got a pretty good defensive front that we have to block. I mean, Grady Kelly and Cam Barreto and Mo Camara, those guys are tough. And so to be able to block those guys this summer and be consistent has been encouraging. And I think Clay's growing up too, his ability to get the ball out. And understand pressure and not hold it. Our young receivers are, growing up. Lewis Brown and Justice Ross Simmons, they've had really strong springs. And so that's really encouraging step for us.
We've heard a lot about the starting five offensive linemen. Those guys have been pretty consistent. What have you seen from the guys below them?
We have a hole in our team, in our roster, and really it's the backup linemen. We don't have a lot of guys there that have the size and the body type that we need. And we brought some JC guys in. It'll be here in the summer. We're still recruiting a couple, to be honest with you. And we're not at the point in our program yet where we have two deep at every position. And we're spending a lot of time in practice getting these guys ready, and we're not quite there yet in the offensive line. And so we still have some growth there. Same thing at wide receiver. We don't have a lot of depth with our twos. And so we got to continue. We got 6 guys coming in this summer. We got another 6 or 7 linemen coming in. So we're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. And, I think it's the same in our secondary on defense. Our starters are really experienced, but our backup guys just don't have that. And so we're striving to get to a point where we've got 2 deep at every position of guys that can play. And, we should go a long ways towards that with this class coming in. And so that's just going to help our competitiveness. It should make everybody better.
Why do you have such encouragement from year 1 to 2? You say you improved from 1 to 2. What do you see and what do you like about your team and overall that
Well,
gives you hope?
we got different players. We have different players than we had last fall. And with that comes a different attitude. And so I'm encouraged by the kids that we have. I think they listen to us. I think they want to be here. And I think they're accountable for what they're being asked to do. We're bringing in another 40 guys. And so I just think the difference between year 1 and year 2 is that you know your players, you know what you're going to get out of them, you know how they're going to respond, and you can lean into those guys and really ask them to do more. And so that's what we're doing. We're on the right path, I think. We have to continue to get better. And I was real conscious even today. I mean, we just don't want to beat ourselves. The minus yardage plays are what killed us a year ago. It's what kept us off the field offensively. And when we function without getting minus yardage plays, we move the ball consistently and we score points. I mean, we scored, 34 points a day. But we gotta be able to do that on a weekly basis to win consistently. And so, that's about what we scored at Nevada when we won all our games. It was about 34. So we're going to have to continue to do that, and we're going to have to step it up and continue to score points in a lot of different ways. Really encouraged. I mean, we ran the ball effectively. I thought Van did an excellent job today, and we don't even have an A scholarship running back here right now. And so once we get some guys we think are really talented here, I think we're going to be explosive running the football. And along with the playmakers we have and with Clay, we should show tremendous improvement offensively.
I'm sure you'll be more than happy to have Torrey back full go. But in a way, was it good for Clay to kind of have to lean on other guys?
Absolutely.
This spring?
I thought it was great. We know what Torrey can do. He's a talented guy. I think he's the best receiver in this league. And but it was important that Justice Ross Simmons and Lewis Brown had to step up and be consistent. And as young players, that's been what's missing from them, is just that consistent work where they show up every day and people can count on them. And I think all 3 of those guys have had excellent scrimmages the last few weeks. Justice and Lewis, along with Clay, and they've been consistent throughout the spring. And so that's what we need. We got to have dependable guys that we can count on day in and day out.
Is it difficult to really evaluate where your team's at, considering you're going to be bringing in 43 people going into the fall?
No, I mean it's about how it is every year at this time. I mean, we evaluate the guys that we have, and when we add more guys to them, we'll see what we got. But I don't think so. I mean, you pretty much plan on going and playing and winning with what you have in the spring. And when you get guys in the summer, they can add depth, and there might be a surprise or two. But you gotta be prepared to go to war with what you have in the spring. And certainly we're going to add to that. It's kind of an unusual time in football. I mean, I've never had this many recruits coming in. We could have close to 50 new players come in this summer, which is basically 2 years of recruiting what we've been used to. And so, it's kind of uncharted waters. I mean, we're doing a lot of things in the last 2 years we've never done before in coaching. And so, we've recruited every weekend in the last month and a half. We've had recruits on campus, and that's just never happened before. So it's just kind of what it is. And you can still add players to your roster right now that can help you in the fall. And, I think we still have a chance to add a couple guys that can really help us, players that have experience. So we'll just keep working to do that.
As far as health goes, do you feel pretty good about the roster going into the summer?
Keegan Hollis got hurt his knee, and he won't be with us. Drew Kulik has not been out there, and so his injury has hurt us with his availability. Besides those two, we've been pretty fortunate. And we've had a couple other injuries that guys that kept them out of the spring game, but nothing serious. So, hopefully there's no new news from today, and we'll stay pretty healthy.
How do you feel with your kicking game? Obviously it's a little
Yeah,
spotty today.
I think our field goal kicking has been inconsistent. We're going to continue to work on that. We're going to evaluate bringing in some guys there. Henry Cattleman's done a great job with kickoffs. I feel confident with Patty as a punter, but we still, that field goal kicking position is something we're going to continue to work on and evaluate as we go through training camp.
Just with all the improvements on offense that you talked about, how much potential for improvement does that give for the defense?
I mean, I think our defense is more knowledgeable. I think one of the emphasis we really wanted was we wanted to get our tackles more pressure on the quarterback, and we wanted those guys to be more consistent pass rushers. The other thing we wanted to do is, we had our hands on a lot of balls last year and just want to make more turnovers and be more disruptive. So, I think, we're super experienced at safety. I mean, Jack and Henry and Aiden Hector, those three are really talented guys. They play at a high level. And we want to get more hands on the ball. We played more press coverage, more man coverage, and the additions we have with Ron Harge and Dom Morris. We didn't have Chiggy out there this spring. I think we got guys that can cover. And so I think we can make another step defensively, and we want to obviously take pressure off them by scoring more points and staying on the field offensively. But I think we got a chance to be even more explosive defensively and have better numbers.
Thanks, Shane.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.